Professor Keith Moffatt, as one of the organizers of three, will present some opening speech or opening address and explain. He will explain something about the program. Please.
Thank you, Yoshi. And thank you, Christy. She's disappeared, has she? Oh, still there? Thank you, Christy, for these welcome remarks. Now, let me see. There we go here. Can I... Here, slide. What do I click on here? You? F5, you think, to what? Control F5?
No, just F5.
Just F5, really? Wonderful. That's amazing. Magic. How do I work this little gadget? There we are, yes. Good. Well, I just want to say first that the meeting fulfills two functions, in fact. As Christy has said, it's the first workshop of a 6-month Newton Institute program, Topological Dynamics in the Physical and Biological Sciences, and it is also an IUTAM symposium, a sequel to the IUTAM symposium Topological Fluid Mechanics, held in Cambridge in August 1989. See, in one sense, we've graduated from the word mechanics to the slightly sexier description, dynamics. Now, I think, do I just, where's the next? Is it N? Good. You'll find this on the website of the Newton Institute. And it just describes, I just review the situation. As I say, it's the first of 4 workshops. And we're slightly lost off the edge here. But 23rd to 27th July, each of these workshops is a 1-week workshop. So topological fluid dynamics now. And then in September, it's actually 3rd to 7th September, we have topological aspects of DNA function and protein folding. Very exciting area at the moment. And that one is being coordinated by Andrei Stasiak from Lausanne, who is not here but will be, has been very active in organizing this second workshop. The third one is a satellite workshop that will be held at, in Edinburgh at the International Centre for Mathematical Sciences. And that is on magnetic fields in astro and plasma physics, one of the areas that really was the original stimulus for the development of our subject. And that is in October. I think it's the 3rd week of October. And finally, that one is being organized, masterminded, I should say, by Conrad Bayer, who's one of the organizers of the whole program. And finally, in December, it's again the 1st week of December, 3rd to 7th December, we have a workshop on quantized flux in tightly knotted and linked systems, and that is organized by Tom Kephart, who is also here. Now, to go back to the 1989 symposium, it focused on the topics that I've listed here: flow kinematics and Lagrangian chaos, dynamo theory, relaxation and formation of discontinuities, 2-dimensional and quasi-2-dimensional flows, topology of 3-dimensional flows, vortex interaction and reconnection, and topics in turbulence, homogeneous turbulence and inhomogeneous turbulence, and convective flows. All of these topics are again represented in our current symposium, although the focus is more on a subset, partly because dynamo theory and other MHD topics are covered by the 3rd workshop in Edinburgh. So we're focusing this week on vortical solutions of the Euler equations and their stability, interaction of vortex pairs, vortex rings, and so on, vortex reconnection by viscosity, the finite time, the great Clay problem, the finite time singularity problem for both Euler and Navier-Stokes, and application to the structure of turbulence. I think it's extremely important, this problem, in the context of turbulence and the process of turbulent dissipation, what's going on at the very smallest scales of turbulence. we didn't include flow kinematics and Lagrangian chaos, but we have several very exciting papers, including our first lecture in this symposium. And it's an area of, well, I would say a hot topic, and so is also included in our program. This was the proceedings of the first workshop. There is a copy of the proceedings in the library here, and we're hoping to produce a similar volume. This actually was a photo of from the first symposium, participants of the 1989 symposium, and you'll recognize many of you here. I see Renzo smiling, he's in the picture. Conrad, of course, has a prominent position right here. I don't know what he is up to. Yoshi, George Batchelor is here, yes, Uriel Frisch is here, Hashimoto is here, Julian Hunt is here, Andrew Gilbert is here in the audience, and so on. Ladizhenskaya is here. Here is Olga Ladizhenskaya. We have some, and actually Abukov was at this meeting, but I don't know that he was in the photograph. I think we missed out on. Here's Steve Childress, who is again at our meeting here today. Mary Farr, where is Mary? I know she's here somewhere. Oh, right, there you are, Mary, yes. So, well, you can browse through this. There is, I think, well, I'll tell you, I've put an album of photographs from the 1989 symposium in the library. It includes this one, but many other photographs of individuals and activities during the and you're welcome to browse through that. But please don't remove any of the photographs from the album. Don't remove the album from the library. But if you do want photographs from it, I'm very happy to scan them and send you a copy. There will be proceedings of this symposium. IUTAM has a contract with Elsevier. Now, this is IUTAM, the whole organization, for online publication of its symposium proceedings in their series called IUTAM Procedia. That is open source to the whole world, and so freely available, and that is a very positive feature. Elsevier would not have been, frankly, our first choice, or any choice of publisher, because I'm sure many of you are aware of the campaign that is being conducted and was actually led by one of my colleagues in Trinity College here, Tim Gowers, against Elsevier, partly for their outrageous pricing policy. However, we drove a very hard bargain with Elsevier during this carry-on. We really had to stick with Elsevier because of the pre-existing contract that IUTAM had signed. But we drove a hard bargain on the pricing for the procedia of this symposium. It will be, you won't have to pay anything. Your paper, if it is submitted, it must be not more than 10 pages. It will be published online, and we will cover the cost of that with Elsevier, and then it's freely available to the whole world. It will be possible to order hard copies, in other words, volumes, of the proceedings at a price of approximately $40 per volume, and that's a paperback edition. And we'll maybe set out a sheet later during the week, and if you want to express an interest in purchasing a volume, it won't commit you, but it'll give us an idea of where we're heading. We hope you will submit your paper soon if you have not already done so. And if you're giving a lecture, you should have received a LaTeX template. And if you haven't, please let us know. Conrad, I should say, is the expert on this matter. There have been some little problems with the LaTeX template, and if you run into any problem, let us know and we'll try to sort it out. Your contribution will be reviewed, and a decision on acceptance will be sent to you by 15th September, and the deadline for receipt of your revised, finalized version, firm deadline, will be 31st October. Now, I just want to finish by paying tribute to one of our colleagues, Hassan Aref, who was a member of the International Scientific Committee of this symposium. And he was a very distinguished member, as you all know, of the IUTAM community. secretary of the Congress Committee of IUTAM and very active on preparing for the Congress, which is to be held in Beijing in August this year, just a few weeks away. Position of great responsibility. And tragically, he died suddenly of heart failure on 9th September last year. Mark Stremler has kindly agreed to take Hassan's place on the committee of this symposium, and Martin Bronze will give a lecture that we've designated the RF Memorial Lecture tomorrow. That's part of this program at the final lecture tomorrow afternoon on the subject relative equilibria of point vortices. Just 1 week before Hassan died, he sent me an email and with a copy of a preprint with Martin Bronze, his most recent work. And that's why we thought it was very appropriate that Martin should be invited to give this lecture, since he was working with Hassan Aref so very recently. Well, that's all I have to say, so I pass the chair back to Yoshi, and I think we should probably wait until 11 o'clock and keep to the timetable in case any of our colleagues come from CMS to join us for the start of the lecture. So you have 10 minutes to relax. But Yoshi perhaps wants to say some words also.
Thank you very much, Keith. So, yeah, as Keith said, we'd like to stick to our original plan and start from 11 o'clock for the first session. Template. So, as Keith mentioned, you have already received, some of you have already received the template for the proceedings, LaTeX template. And please make a test whether it works. Didn't? Did. Yeah. So